The Red Carpet, Story and Pictures by Rex Parkin. At the top of a hill on LaSalle Avenue stood a little hotel. It was called the Bellevue. It had green window boxes full of bright flowers, a gaily striped awning to keep off the showers. On special occasions the doorman, in blue, rolled out a lovely red carpet, too. One day the head clerk told the doorman, Jim West, "I want the hotel to look at its best. The Duke of Sultana is coming to stay. Get busy and clean up the front right away. Shine up the doorknobs and sweep up the floor, then roll out the carpet right through the front door." So the doorman cleaned up with a mop and a broom. Then he put them away in a little back room. He took out the carpet they kept there in store and laid it down gently upon the smooth floor. He took off the string and the covering too, then he gave it a push with the toe of his shoe. Swiftly it rolled down the corridor floor, right through the lobby and out through the door. Over the sidewalk where people were strolling, out to the curb, then it kept right on rolling, into the street, dodging buses and hacks, way out over the trolley car tracks. The doorman and clerk ran outside in surprise. The doorman just couldn't believe his own eyes. "I've rolled that red carpet out times by the score, but nothing like that ever happened before." The chief clerk looked puzzled and scratched his head. "You must have pushed it too hard," he said. In the meantime the carpet rolled on down the hill. Second by second it rolled faster still. Cars slammed their brakes on with loud grunts and squeals. Dogs left their masters and barked at its heels. The doorman ran after it, shouting out, "Hey!" Everyone rushed to get out of the way. Right by the traffic policeman it sped, just as the light was turning to red. The cop blew his whistle. It took no heed. It was going fast now and gathering speed. "Bless me," cried Officer Mike O'Shea, "the hotel's red carpet has run away." Then zip, it dashed through the public square, and folks on the benches jumped up in the air. To Tony Tortoni it gave such a start, he upset every pretzel he had in his cart. It was speeding so fast that the wind whistled wee. It whizzed past the statue of General Lee. When it came to the park gates, the carpet swerved right. Through the center of town it continued its flight. It turned left at Pearl Street and traveled down Main. At the corner of Plum Street it turned left again. It weaved to and fro, in and out like a thread, and soon the whole city was colored bright red. As it flashed by his office, the mayor, Mr. Potts, cried, "That carpet is tying this town into knots. Arrest it at once and restore peace and calm." He pressed on a buzzer and gave the alarm. And from station houses all over the place, policemen poured out to take up the chase. The carpet sped south down DeWitt Avenue and then headed out east along Route 22. It was bowling along like a hat in a gale, with a squad of policemen hot on its trail. They crouched on their cycles, their faces were scowling, their motors were roaring, their sirens were howling. Up hill and down dale, in great leaps and bounds, the carpet raced on like a hare chased by hounds. Past orchards and meadows where cattle were grazing. Past silos and barns, its speed was amazing. Across level crossings and bridges it sped, leaving behind it a trail of bright red. "That's going to stop it," the leading cop said, when he saw them repairing the road up ahead. But the carpet went whoosh past the road-mending crew. It didn't slow down, but it swept right on through. It knocked the sign flat, and it sent the lamp spinning, just when it seemed the policemen were winning. Cruising along in their car near St. Clair, two cops heard a warning come over the air. "Attention, car 4," they heard the voice say. "Arrest a red carpet, it's coming your way." But they dived for the ditch, not a moment too soon, as the carpet shot over their heads with a zoom. And then at a place about 2 miles from Bode, the carpet came to a sign in the road. The left arm said Ferry, the right read New York. The carpet dashed on, and it took the left fork. "Boys," yelled the police chief, "we'd better hurry. The carpet has taken the road to the ferry." Lower they crouched, and they rode faster still, but the carpet sped on o'er the brow of the hill. It covered the yards to the dock in a flash, and it flew off the end of the slip with a splash. The policemen behind all pulled up in a flock, just as the ferry came into the dock. And there on the ferry boat Annabel Lee was the Duke of Sultana and his retinue. My goodness, he beamed when he saw the display. This is a tremendous surprise, I must say. A whole squad of police and a red carpet too, to welcome me here from the Hotel Bellevue. He shook hands with the captain again and again, and the captain was just too polite to explain. So he smiled at the Duke, and he called to his force. "Now that we're here, we must drive back, of course. We've finished our job, so we might as well escort the Duke back to the Bellevue Hotel." So they formed up a line 2 abreast in a file that stretched down the roadway for almost a mile. At the head rode the policemen, their sirens were screaming. At the rear rode the Duke, in his motor car beaming. Back they all rode, as folks cheered and waved, on the bright scarlet path that the red carpet had paved. In village and city, the townsfolk turned out to welcome the Duke and his men with a shout. Newsmen took pictures, reporters took notes, broadcasting people got hoarse in their throats. It was no time at all before everyone knew of the red carpet, the Duke, and the Hotel Bellevue. And the Duke himself said, as his car came to rest, "I've had many welcomes, but this is the best. The warmth of your greeting fills me with much cheer. When I come to town, I shall always stay here. And you can be sure I shall well recommend the Bellevue Hotel to all of my friends." And he certainly told every friend that he'd got, and he had many friends, for he traveled a lot. For guests came from London and Paris and Cobe, and big towns and cities all over the globe. And the fame of the inn spread so far and so wide that they soon had to add a new wing on each side. When you go to town, be sure and stay too at the home of the carpet, the Hotel Bellevue. And you'll see the carpet that served them so well. It's the pride and the joy of the Bellevue Hotel. The end.